Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and everybody in between.
It is 8:30 in Vienna, which means it's time for It Should Be About Something.
That's right.
Yes, today is the 29th of June, 2023.
And this is episode 75.
So, Jim.
Michael.
How's your half year been?
Yeah, how are your months? Hey everybody out there in Isbaz land, you Isbazoozlas,
And Isbazites.
you Isbazonkers.
Yeah. It's been a long time, and it feels, it feels like we haven't left. It feels the same to a degree, but it also feels crazy to a degree.
I think I wrote it down, the first time we tried to do episode 75 was in October of last year. We attempted to do it again in April of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting to it.
Yeah.
What?
Great stats.
What?
Great stats.
Oh, yeah. So welcome to Isbaz. It should be about something. This is the nicest place in the internet. And now we're going to say hello to all the peeps on the chats.
Follower of Clay.
Follower Clay's here. Awesome. I got a chance to see Follower Clay not too long ago.
I saw photograph proof of that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Pretty good.
Philly Girl.
Philly Girl 1000 in the house. How you do? Ethan Pelletier. That's Ethan's in the house. How you doing? Ethan, he graduated from university. I think even more than that. I think he's actually did the whole thing. I'm not sure exactly.
What's the whole thing?
Oh.
Like, is he making money now?
Oh, I don't think he's making money
Bought
yet.
something.
No. I'll know he's making money when he sends some of it to me. Moko in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. Moko.
Yeah. Moko, I think of you so much. Man, you're like... you're like the oracle.
Don't jump the gun.
I need to get more life advice from Moko.
They've moved to a can. Oh, does it sound crazy and weird?
The audio is a bit echoey?
Okay. Yeah. We didn't have time to check the audio because, of course, we were fucking shit up. If it's echoey, that could only... No, it's not going to be there.
Maybe this is up too high.
A little bit.
I think we need to be
No,
here.
actually there. Why
Kinda
would
like-
it be echoey?
Maybe that's better.
I don't think we did anything.
I turned down the output volume a little bit.
A little bit. Is there something on the... Is there a thing on the thing? Like, is there?
Like, are you saying you might have FX on this?
Yeah.
No.
You should have.
Well, we definitely don't have any on that.
Right. Well, then there isn't any on
Yeah. Well, then.
that. Unless just this.
Did you press that earlier?
Let's do
Ah.
that. Let's try
What?
that. Maybe that changes something.
All right. FX. All right. Maybe it does. We'll see.
Hey-o.
Comments in the comments section, please.
Noah Kennedy's in the house.
Is there another
Your face
mic
is
on?
point towards the camera. Is there another mic on? I don't think so.
No. You know, I think in your memory the sound of the show is better, and now that you're seeing it live for the first time again after 6 months,
I'm going to do it like all those TikTok kids.
you're confronted
How's
with the
this?
actual quality of the show.
You want it like that?
Maybe they need to be further up.
Maybe, but it feels like everything's in the normal.
How's that?
I don't know.
This is how your uncle would put the mic on his shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Okay. Well, we're living in a can. We're living in a cardboard can.
In a box. In a cardboard box.
The audio is a bit echoey, but you all are here, and we are here, and we're very psyched for that. This is episode 75. Now, if you are joining us for the first time, and I can't tell if anybody's joining us out there for the first time, if you're joining us for the first time, or maybe not even for the first time, maybe you're joining us again, but you've never said something in the chat, go ahead and say something in the chat.
Yeah, you should.
It's totally fine.
It's free.
But if you are, in fact, a lurker, we like to call them the slurpers. In fact, if you're an Isbazite, you are a slurper. You can lurk as well. You can slurp as well. And in fact, Mr. Michael, it is now time
We're here for slurping.
to do some slurps.
So get your drinks out, Isbazites.
Episode
Get your booze out, Isbazuzlas.
Episode
We're still
75.
down with the Ukrainian vodka.
Slurping it up. Yeah, wouldn't it have been nice, like in those past months, if
Oh yeah.
Russian vodka would have become cool again?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would it take? What would it take for the Russians to do? Like, I just get the fuck out and say, all right, we're sorry, we're gonna pay.
Yeah,
for
we
this.
screwed that up. Free
Yeah.
vodka for everybody.
Free vodka for everybody. This is yours.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
No, that's not gonna.
Doubling down on that shit now.
Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't been on the chat, please do. If you don't, that's all cool. But what we'd like to do is kind of catch each other up on things. So, what's been going on? Where you been?
Yeah, please put
What's
it in
been
the chat.
happening? Let us know. Tell us, here's what it is. Tell us one really awesome thing that happened in the past 6 months. One thing that you were just like, you know what? That was pretty good.
Even if you've already posted it to Facebook or some other media channel, repeat it here because, you know, I'm out of touch. Are we slurping?
We're slurping. Slurp, slurp, everybody.
Slurp, slurp, everybody. Oh, I missed that.
You know, if I had had time,
Yeah.
I would have got. I've got these really
Ice?
nice ice cubes.
Uh,
They're right in the
they're
freezer.
penguin shaped.
No, they're like big. They're gonna be. If you go right now to the freezer, because now we can do it easy. Because here,
Yeah.
now I've got.
You got too nice.
I got no turntables into microphones. Where it's at. Where it's at. Right in the freezer, right in the front.
out where the echo is. The echo chamber.
Yeah, the echo. Echo. Anyway,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go first, and wow, this is the most unconcentrated Isbaz ever. I'm gonna go first, Uncle Mike, and I'm gonna tell everybody that I just got back from Berlin. I was in Berlin for 6 weeks, and it was super, super awesome. I was working there as a guest.
These are ice blocks.
These are ice blocks. Oh yeah.
My drink's going to spill over.
Careful
the
now.
Edge if I yeah. Here we are. Okay, good. Yes, Mom, I wiped my fingers on my trousers. Like,
This sounds like
Like
my
you do.
monkey radio yesterday. What is going
you have a radio?
I don't know.
Well, it's just going to have to do.
Anyway, so I'm in Berlin for 6 weeks. I just got back, and this is one really awesome thing that happened to me in the past 6 months. That I got a chance to work with a bunch of students at the Hochschule für Schauspielkunst Ernst Busch, and it was a really, really wonderful time. Shout out to Das Boy Band Kollektiv. They were fantastic. They were the students I'm talking about that I got a chance to work with. There were 5 of them. They were just so open-hearted and willing and creative.
That's a very small group, actually, 5 people.
Well, yeah, it was like it was basically a third of
Oh, I see.
the class.
Mhm.
So it's a little more than a third. The class is only
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
For kids coming out.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, that was super fun. Also, a big shout out to my buddy Björn and all the folks at the Gorillas. I had a lovely time performing with them. Shout out to das Ratibor Theater, Sappho and Eno, and all the cats there. They are completely awesome. And yeah, it was super fun. I had a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers again. Slurp, slurp, everybody. Nope. Slurp it.
Ah. It sounds like the old radios where the DJs were on a boardwalk on the Jersey Shore. Well, I'm glad we're bringing back memories, Tony.
Are we plugged in correctly?
It's a mono plug. There's only one way to plug it in. Yeah, I can't help you. Sorry, it's the way it is. It's like,
is that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's all the way.
Are any of the
It's all
effects
same.
loops open?
I don't know. Did you open any?
I don't think so.
Well, nor did I.
Wow. Who knows?
I can't read any of this without my glasses. FX send. 0. No, it's on 0.
No.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. This is all on 0. Put this on.
Watch channel 0.
Maybe this
Zero,
is.
zero.
Maybe that's 0 too. How's that? Maybe that's better.
Yeah.
I twiddled some knobs.
Just had twiddles and knobs, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this thing around the moon. Just a little flip about, and then we're gonna bring it back down and put it down to Cape Canaveral. Twiddle some knobs.
Gonna take it down to Cape Canaveral.
Oh,
That's
maybe we'll
right.
crash and burn.
So, Michael, what happened? What was something that was kind of awesome in your life that happened in the last 6 months?
I think probably the most awesome thing that happened was my kids started walking. So they became actual human beings.
Okay, we're going to do one last little test here because Follower of Clay says do it the TikTok way. But maybe
Dang.
maybe there's a problem with the microphones?
Okay. Well, if you say so, but then what would the problem be? With the
Well, don't turn it
microphones?
up so far now.
Well, it's not doing that thing.
What do you mean it's not doing the thing?
Well, it was peaking out earlier, and it's not peaking out now.
Uh-huh. So maybe we just weren't getting enough signal boost.
I have no idea. Maybe this is better.
Maybe this is better. We're going to be really quiet and talking like this now. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm going to take you on the midnight hour. That's right. Right here on the station that brings you all the best music. We're going to go over to Captain Mike, who's serving up a fresh, hot plate of goodness right on his turntable. There's Uncle Mike.
Here he is. Uncle Mike. The best thing that happened to me in the past 6 months.
Don't turn it up, it's humming now. Jim sounds good now.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So
Okay, so it's back down again. No, so I think the best bit of awesomeness was my kids walking.
right.
They're now upright human beings. Right?
They're stand-up citizens.
It's quite, still quite crazy. Mic out of the cat. I can't help you. The same settings on every mic.
Did you try
Same
turning it on
microphone.
and off again? Your microphone. I don't know. Mick and Mike. I think it might be Michael's mic.
You saying there's something wrong with this mic?
I don't know what anybody's saying anymore. Oh, this reminds me of the old days.
It does, actually. This is a complete throwback.
Will we fuck it up?
Give me that other mic.
Hells to the yes, we will fuck it up. You want to try the whole other mic?
I'm gonna try the whole of the moon.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to take a look and see what people are doing on their last 6 months, and we'll continue to try to troubleshoot our audio. Sounds like Holler of Clay found a Hericium curatum. Ciratum. Hericium ciratum. Hericium
I'm guessing that's a
ciratum.
very rare type of fungus.
That could be. When I spoke to him,
I'm hoping he found it in the forest. And not on his elbow.
you think you think we're gonna test it.
Test.
Whoa.
Test.
Whoa. What do we think about that, people? Is that working now?
Is that better?
Hey, Marcus is in the house. Hello, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. And Ethan is now studying for the bar. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and it's about 120 degrees in Dallas. 120 degrees?
Wow.
Yeah, that's that Fahrenheit weirdness. I can't
It's
even...
like 35 degrees, I guess.
No, it's gonna be
35
more than
degrees
that.
Celsius. 45 degrees Celsius.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said it's going to
50?
be more than... Yeah, what is that in Celsius? What is that in how the rest of the world decided how we discuss temperature? But it sounds hot. It's because we chose the gray zone. Yeah, we're in the gray zone. 49 degrees. 49 degrees?
What? That's air temperature or on your terrace? In your window?
I'm sure it's air temperature. He lives in Texas.
Wow. That's very hot.
It's really hot. That's stupid hot.
That's crazy hot.
Yeah. 49 degrees. What? You should move to where a breeze is. Go where the breezes are.
Yeah.
That shit's really hot. Okay,
13 people died.
Jesus!
I'm not surprised. I'm not. People should be dropping like flies at temperatures like that. That's crazy. Isn't Texas like one of the states that's the most against
people.
climate, measures that bring
Yes,
about climate change?
it's very
Yeah,
often that folks from Texas
It's like,
have that whole thing.
yeah.
I used to say like Hungary, was the Texas of Europe, but now I'm decided that America has become the Texas of the world.
That makes total sense.
Right? It really does. But hey, they do apparently, they do everything bigger in Texas, even the temperatures. And well, stay cool, Bubba. I'm sorry. That must be very, very stressful. Who else we got in the house? Noah Kennedy is in the house. And Marcos is saying, do you guys have another source open mic somewhere? Is the iPad connected? What the hell is happening? The iPad is not connected.
No. There can't be any other microphone source open because we set up a microphone source. It can't just simply be another mic open.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry we're having issues.
Is the camera on? No, but there wouldn't be any audio coming from the camera.
Ah, no, there might be.
Why don't you check that out?
That's a possibility. So the camera is sending us an audio signal.
Over the video signal?
Over the video signal. That's a possibility. Let me do something. Ah, very clever.
I don't know.
Very clever. And I think this might actually be the problem.
Okay. Well, Uncle. Oh, and now the picture's frozen.
Seriously?
Yes.
Motherfucker.
It wouldn't be as bad without tech issues.
No way.
What?
This is like the best Isbaz ever, man.
No, Pavlov's dog just showed up.
Who's that?
But the sound is good now. I wonder if they've gotten to the frozen picture yet. I wonder if the picture's frozen, but the audio is still going. Is there any audio coming from? Is there any audio coming from the camera?
Well, if the whatever this connection is not working. Here we are. Then we're not having any. We've got no connection there, so then maybe there is no.
Okay, so they did. Okay, now they say the audio is super.
Okay, good. So then maybe that was that. I've turned the audio recording on the camera off, so we were getting two audio signals.
Ah, okay.
But we have no video signal still.
No. I did the switchy switch, and now
okay,
it's going again.
Okay, good.
So, hopefully in the next 30 seconds, someone's going to say it sounds and looks awesome now. Or like sound good.
Okay, good.
Stop. All good now. What?
Oh, man.
What? Okay, hey, slurpers.
It should be about tech issues. Yeah, really it is.
It should be about tech issues. That's right.
No, actually, it is about tech issues.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this incredible introduction. I'm really glad we got to do that. No. I want to say shout out to Pavlov's dog who's in the house. That's really nice to see you all here. And Pavlov was saying, I just was reading it, that they're deciding to quit teacheriness at the end of the school year and working as a vet tech in the future.
Ooh.
It sounds like a very good decision.
I'm interested to know what a vet tech does.
Vet techs are, they do the stuff at the vet. They're like a veterinarian, but they do like the tech stuff. They're the vet tech.
Uh-huh. So taking the doggy's pulse and stuff.
Yeah. They sit there, they get a cool uniform, they take the doggy's pulse, they put the stethoscope on, take the doggy's heartbeat, take the stethoscope off.
No surgery or
No,
stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think the vet tech does that. But they, put the worm pills in, take the worms all out, put the worm pills in, and you shake them all about.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's how that works.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's easier teaching dogs things than teaching people things.
It's easier teaching people things?
No, it's easier teaching dog things
than it is teaching people things. Yeah.
I think teaching people things is really hard.
All right. It is time to move on, people. As we said, It Should Be About Something is the show, so if you've got anything happening, go ahead and say it in the chat. We do this show and it comes in 3 parts. We call them chapters. And this is chapter number 1.
I can define the opposite of that question. This show is the opposite of success.
That's right. Okay, so on how you define success. So we have to kind of narrow this down as usual.
Do we?
Yeah, a
We
little
always have
bit.
to narrow things down for
A
Uncle
little
Jim, because
bit.
he likes to think in straight lines.
Well, I'd like to have a little bit of confine for the conversation so that we don't go
Confine
everywhere.
for the conversation.
Yeah.
Con-cons.
Con-cons. Put
I
your
like
con-cons,
it. No.
shake your con-cons.
Shake your con-cons.
Con-con-con, I've been con so long, I've been con-con-con so long.
Art of Noise.
Con-con.
Con-con. Legs. Remember it?
I don't right now.
I bought the Art of Noise album when it came out. That's how much I liked them.
Art of Noise.
Back then.
Art of Noise has got some pretty hot shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, their classic
I think probably-
Peter Gunn theme, their
I think
version of the Peter
that's
Gunn
one of the
theme.
best versions of the Peter Gunn theme, I think.
I mean, the original's pretty fantastic, but
Okay, but
I mean, just what they did with it, really opened my brain to stuff like that. But there's so much of their shit that is so cool. Art of Noise, right? So on how you define success. So let's talk about what I'm saying is let's talk about success in your job. Like, and maybe we'll find that it's all the same thing, but like you get a gig, you've done the gig. How do you define the success of that gig, of that work, of that particular?
well, it's certainly not something that you can count in euros and cents.
Okay, so we'll go at it that way. So you're saying the monetary scale
Yeah.
of our measurement of success is not important.
But I think that has to do with the work that I do.
Right.
If I was, I don't know, a real estate agent or a broker, I think that success would probably be defined in euros and cents.
Right.
But because what I do is artistic, it's successful if I have reached the goal that I set myself for the artwork.
Okay. So monetary is not for you a measurement, a measuring stick in
Certainly
this
not of
measuring
most
of
of
success.
the work
right.
that I do,
So what is a measuring stick for you?
The quality.
Okay, so quality is, so you measure your success of the project on the quality of the project. Okay. How do you measure quality in that sense?
Well, I have my own yardstick for that. I mean, I have to like it.
Okay, so as long so it's your own personal measuring stick. It's not like waiting to find out how other people feel about it.
Well,
and how they see the
yeah.
quality of it.
If I don't like it, but the audience likes it, that only counts about 15% of my personal quality scale. If I like it and no one in the audience likes it,
Yeah.
then maybe my measurements are off somehow. But if I like it and the audience likes it, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Right.
And not all of the audience need to like it.
So your measuring stick for the success of a project is, let's say, 85% you.
Yeah.
I decide. Michael says, yeah, that was good.
Yes.
Quality achieved. Okay. Would you say that you would speak in similar language when we're talking about measuring success, not in a project, but maybe in a different sphere, like success in your career or success in your relationship?
No, I don't think you can gauge relationships that way. But in my career, yeah. Because my career is also about doing artsy stuff. It's not about making money. I'm making, if I wanted to make money, I'd be buying and selling Pokemon cards.
Right. There's a lot of money in Pokemon cards.
There's a lot of money to be made in Pokemon cards.
Apparently, Michael has been researching this. You know, if he wanted to, that is exactly where he could be making his money, in Pokemon cards. You know, he could do it today. He could have done it yesterday.
In fact, I almost did do it today, but I didn't have
But
space
he doesn't
to carry
want
all
to,
the cards.
because what he says is, if he wanted to be making money, that's what he would be
Pokemon
doing.
cards,
He
definitely.
ain't doing it because he don't want to make money.
Yeah, it's not true. I just didn't want to carry stuff around with me today because I already had stuff to carry. I went and had a watch strap changed.
Right.
And
How did you define the success of that?
Oh, that was successful.
Yeah?
Yeah. He did a very good job, and he only charged me a very small fee. But he gave me a lot of advice in investing in Pokemon cards. Because he says there's no money to be made in watches anymore.
Right.
He's moved on to Pokemon cards.
I see.
It's like it's a
Is this the same old dude that we saw in the second district?
No.
Okay.
The guy who recommended him. But basically, the guy who recommended the old leather dude was used to be a second-hand watch emporium, like high quality watches, right? But he says like there's no money to be made in that, and now he's buying and selling Pokemon cards.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's coining it.
He's killing it.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
So he gave me the lowdown on what I need to do.
Okay. What about...
But you asked about relationships, right?
Sure.
And I
or other spheres.
And I think I'd definitely not gauge the quality of my relationship on how I feel about the relationship.
Really? Tell me more.
I think that has to be definitely a 50-50 decision. If I feel good about it and she feels good about it too, fine, then we're good.
Right.
If I feel good about it and she's like 15%, she doesn't feel good about it, then we got a problem.
I see. So in your work life, it's 85-15 to you, but in your relationship, is the other way around. It's 15-85.
That's not what I said. I said 50-50.
Oh, is it 50-50?
The
Okay.
truth is somewhere else.
Right. Yeah.
No, I think relationships have to be 50-50, or you're missing the point.
You hear that, people? No, I'm kidding. All right. What about, though? What about measuring success, the success of your life overall? Is there one measuring stick? Are there multiple measuring sticks? I think there are multiple measuring sticks. I guess it just comes down to which sticks you want to measure on, right? Like, is a life fulfilled? Is a life, a success when we have, no longer have to work? Is it a monetary thing? Is that stick part of it? Is the definition of a success, the measurement of success of a life, is it just your satisfaction? Like how many sticks are in that? It's not Pokemon. I'm thinking of the Tamagotchis, where you had to feed the Tamagotchi and give it the water, or keeping a Sims alive. Like, how many of those measuring sticks do you need?
I think the one that's most important is have you remained true to what you set out to do with your life? Mm-hmm. And
so it's about achieving goals?
I guess it's about achieving goals. Yeah.
Does that mean
it's actually not about achieving goals. It's about continuing to attempt to achieve goals.
Right.
Because it's never a straight line, and you never know whether reaching that goal is actually the goal that you want to reach. You're going for a goal, and on the way there, you realize that that's not actually what you need to do. You need to do something else, or something's in your way, or life changes, or you get married, you have kids. I don't know.
Tell me more.
so your goals are kind of adjust
right
the whole time. So I think I think it's very difficult to say at the end of your life, I've achieved all my goals.
Yeah.
I think it might be one or two, and I think those goals are more based in, are you happy with who you are? Are you happy with the place that you're in?
Okay, so happiness or satisfaction with
Like Zen.
with yourself is definitely one of those measuring sticks then. I like the idea of continually trying, period. I like the idea of continually trying because it's a practice, right? It's like improvisation, it's like yoga. You know, you can't win it.
Yeah.
You know, you can't win yoga. It's a practice. You just keep going.
I don't know.
Right?
If you go and watch some of those people doing yoga at the yoga studio that I used to go to, they definitely think they win it. Man, it's you might as well put boots on them and give them marching music. That's how they do yoga.
I once got hit on at a yoga lesson.
Really?
Yeah. And
by whom? Was
the
it
instructor.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it was super obvious. It was really obvious. It was like, I don't know why. But it was really funny where she would say like, although we had spoken German, you know, she knew my name was Jim and she wanted to speak English. And then she was like, you know, and so, you know, do you understand everything? And I said, no, wirklich. Das ist alles okay. Danke vielmals. And this woman next to me, she's like, I don't always understand when you speak in the German. That would be nice if you would say it in the English for me. And she was just like, no, it's fine. like shut her down. Like if my boy doesn't need it, y'all are gonna. Nobody needs it. Nobody needs it. And it was kind of like, it was really weird.
So how successful were you in
how do I measure that success?
Of your nap?
Yeah. I'm wondering about the measuring of success because, like, a buddy of mine not too long ago, you know, he said about a gig that I was doing. He asked me that. He was like, well, you know, like, what's your... And there's like a term for it in the business world. He's a business guy, and I've totally forgotten what the term is. But basically, it was like, what is your projected achievement level? Or, you know, like did you have a discussion with these people beforehand to say, like, what is success? And basically what he was doing was saying, like, you got to find a way to talk to the person so that we anchor in each other's heads. If this gets achieved, then the endeavor is a success, which makes it more objective rather than being subjective, which is a huge thing in our world because how do you measure the success of art? Which is just a crazy thing for me, right? I love that conversation. I love it. Like, is it monetary? Is it bums on seats? Is it quality? Who decides who's the quality says that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
How long does it get? Blah, 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 blah.
It's extremely subjective.
KPI, key performance indicator. Thank you, Marcus. Yes, that's exactly the businessy terminology that I could not remember.
Key performance indicator.
Key performance indicator. What is the thing that's going to say, okay, if we do this, then everything's good. No one will have a problem with this project.
Maximize bums on seats. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Play the shittiest show in town, but maximize bums on seats.
And
get cancer doing it.
And how many times have you gone into a production or into directing something or, you know, like, it's often sort of implicitly implied, right? It's implicit in some gigs. Like, the measurement of success for this voiceover will be when the client says, yes, that's great, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? And so we know that the game is they have to be happy about it. We know that when, implicitly, the workshop that I'm doing will be a success if everyone feels good about it at the end.
Yeah.
But that's only the implicit one, which is really subjective and, fraught with possibilities of failure because it's such a,
Yeah. So
Schwammic.
a workshop that is successful because everybody feels good about it at the end and has learned nothing is not a successful workshop.
Exactly. And so,
But if everybody feels shitty at the end of the workshop because you played hardball with them and forced them to learn things and really get out of their safe space, maybe that the long-term success of that workshop is better because they can actually bear the fruits of that was sown during that workshop, but they're not going to say it was a good workshop, and they're probably not going to recommend it to anybody.
yeah. Welcome to my career. Okay, let's go back to the chat and see what other people have been saying about this idea. The dog clips the nails. Oh yeah, that's the vet tech thing. Success is when it works. Yeah.
Who said that?
Follower of Clay.
Follower of Clay.
Success is when it works. Yeah. But sometimes you have to decide, what is the working. Causing something to happen that wouldn't have happened without you acting. Causing something to happen that wouldn't have happened without you acting as a measurement of success. Like setting a house on fire, says Follower of Clay. Oh, and it has to be something you intended. Well, that just sounds like intention. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to follow up with Marcus on that one. Ethan says, our coming up lawyer says, most people have jobs, not careers, because they would not do the job without being paid. Well, that opens a whole nother, the difference between job and career. How long do you have to be doing a job before it becomes your career? And do you have to not want to be paid to have something be your career? I don't know sure about that. But anyway, so being successful to me is being able to be paid for doing what you love. All right. Now, I think that kind of is that thing of Beruf and Berufung, which is more career or calling.
Yeah, I guess so.
And if you love what you're doing, well, then you're going to want to do it, and then you will become better at it. If you don't like what you're doing, you're going to get cancer.
I think there's lots of people who have careers that they don't particularly care about, but they're good at it because they have other goals that can only be achieved with money. So they have a career that makes them money so that they can achieve other goals.
They're working to live, not living to work. Yo. Hashtag
That's a
bumper sticker. It's hashtag bumper sticker.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's still a recipe for cancer.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get it, right? Most people have jobs. Most people do a thing because they want to have money to do the rest of their life.
Let's be serious. Lots of the things that we do in our artsy-fartsy bohemian lives are also just jobs.
Just jobs. Nobody cares. I don't care if somebody from Bank Austria is better at selling their shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I just want to get paid for doing the voiceover.
Exactly.
And I want to get invited again to do the voiceover. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
So they can choose any one of the takes that they like, even if it's the worst one.
Moko says success is when you survive sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes success is when you don't survive.
Moko is bringing it all back down like she does.
Moko's got a teenage daughter who just graduated from high school. So
well, congratulations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
your freedom begins. Moko's freedom.
We drink to you, Moko.
Slurp it up.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe expectations were low in Moko's house for a long time, and now the future is bright.
Yeah, she's got to wear shades. Follower of Clay says, for me, success at work is when I bike home smiling and everyone else involved in that evening is happy. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's a pretty good...
It's satisfaction. Mm-hmm. Satisfaction is a great stick.
Can't get no... Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A life is not to be judged or measured. Well, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And I guess that's not the idea here. And I love the idea of not measuring things, or the impossibility of measuring things. Like that beautiful quotation from the Shin song, there is no measuring of, because nothing else is love. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a beautiful idea. Mm-hmm. How can you measure something that is so unique? Mm-hmm. There is nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, do you measure it in ice cubes or whiskey? Mm.
And so in that sense, yes, of course, life, you can't judge or measure life. But it's about, how do we find out where we're at? And up until now, we've been talking about very internal ways of doing that. And none of them has been like, keeping up with the Joneses, or having some sort of approval given to us. And I'm thinking of that because of working with acting students, where that game comes, and how much, when I was working with my students in Berlin, of trying to get them to own their shit.
Yeah, I think approval is one of the things that stands in the way of recognizing your own success the most.
Of you recognize your own approval,
because you're getting somebody else's approval, and that makes you feel great about yourself.
Right.
But it also means you don't go and think about it. It also means that you're not being critical about it yourself.
Yeah.
You might not be. Right?
Yeah. Because you're giving it up.
You're being told
playing
it's great.
the game.
Oh, so great, fine, yeah.
Exactly. And then what happens when that approval fountain goes away?
The approval fountain.
The
gusher.
The gusher. What happens when that goes away?
Yeah.
How do you measure yourself then? With a tape measure in the bathroom. Waking up every morning is a success. Yes.
That sounds like, how do you gauge success if you're a junkie?
It's getting philosophical. Yeah, and only 3 syrups in. I wouldn't even say happiness, but I am content with what I have achieved or done. Yeah. It's that level of contentedness, of satisfaction, and I like that. I like that, finding the way to stay to it and have that personal satisfaction. KPI, we were talking about that.
Customer retention, brand value, etc.
Yeah, it's other business ideas. Christina Las Monacan House, hello.
Wow, my kids must be sleeping.
Well, if they're listening to us, I'm sure they are. Okay, so we're gonna move on. That was it. How you measure success? We're only 45 minutes in, and we've done one chapter.
Wow. Well, okay, to be fair, we spent half an hour diddling with that tech.
True dat. But I think that's it. There's lots of measuring sticks for lots of different things, and the best measuring stick is going to be you and your own satisfaction.
Okay, good.
All right.
Chapter
2.
The 2.
On the one thing you wish you could tell your younger self. So I guess...
Are you someone who thinks a lot about going back in time and communing with your younger self? No. Do you think a lot about living your life again and correcting mistakes or doing things better?
No. No. I just think it's a nice foil. You're asking me this because I'm the one who writes all the questions, and he always has to complain about the questions.
I'm not complaining.
I'm
not complaining at all, because I'm interested in how you came up with this question.
Oh, it was just a.
It was on the back. It was in a cookie, in a fortune cookie.
It was on the back of a yogurt. No. But I think it's a nice, because basically it's just a way of reflecting on, the past and what things you have learned. I think there's a bunch of things I would tell my past self. Things
like what?
Well, number one, just start exercising regularly now, Don't eat so much sugar. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay, that's real basics.
Real basics. Real basics. Because, you know, how long did it take to learn that? You know? So if I could tell my younger self, they'd shortcut that thing, right? You know, things like that. So I think there are a lot of things that you would tell your younger self. I don't know, invest in Apple.
Yeah, but that's the knowledge that you have now.
Of course.
See?
Well, this is what I'm talking about. It is, of course. That's what endemic of.
I remember
endemic of the question.
The name of a racehorse who won.
Right.
The Turfentine Derby in 1986 or 87, and it was a complete outsider. And everybody who bet on that horse walked away from that race a millionaire.
Right.
It was the numbers were completely off the charts.
Right.
So if I went back and spoke to my younger self, I'd say, bet everything you have on that horse.
Right. Right. But I think it's more about, you know, like, what are life things that you've learned? What would you tell your younger self? Like, one thing I think that I would definitely tell my younger self is nobody cares. Nobody cares. We are so, you know, like how little other people actually think of you.
You mean the time spent, or
worrying,
how small the thoughts
worrying about what other people think about you.
You're making.
Worrying about, do I fit in? Worrying about, am I fucking, you know, nobody cares.
Right. Yes. Most of the time.
Most, you know, so often, nobody cares.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. You were a big proponent. What was that book called? How Not to Give a Fuck, or
Fuck It?
Fuck It? I don't know. Do you remember this?
I read that book. Fuck It. Fuck It. Yeah.
Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah,
Is this the one I mean?
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never read it.
I guess I remember a lot of truth in there. It's like,
Yeah, sure.
But mostly it's about, don't worry so much about what other people think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more I think the more you worry about what other people think, the more you worry about what other people think.
Yeah, sure. Wow. Deep. Whoa. Yeah, I get that. I think another thing that would be is, you know, always be making better friends.
Always be making better friends.
Yeah, just try to make better friends.
Yeah, I think this is good advice, actually. This is really good advice.
I was trying to make a joke, but in some ways it's true, because like that idea.
No, it's good. It's good advice in every way. I think that's a really good advice. You know, I've been told so many times in my life, you know, stay away from those people. They're toxic. And I'm like,
have you? Nobody ever tells me that.
And I'm like, but these are my friends.
Yeah.
And then 5-6 years down the road, when I've decided, oh, I need to move on. This is toxic. I think it's just ice.
Okay. That makes my measurements
and I
wrong.
kind of thought back, going, oh, that's what that person was talking about when they said years ago. It's difficult to see toxicity in your friends.
Yeah. I mean, there's
it's difficult to see toxicity in your family.
Yeah.
That's a tough. Don't marry that person because they're toxic. You know, don't stay with your family because they're toxic.
There's a theory that each of us is an amalgamation of the 5 people that we spend the most time with.
So does it change over time?
Well, sure, because
depending on
who you're with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's something to that. I mean, I kind of like that idea as a model, right? Burps, slurping, burpings, slurping and burping, slurping and burping. And I think that's one thing about my life that I would tell my younger self is keep hanging on to the people that are fantastic. My mom always would say, My mom always said, Jim, you're just a good person magnet. And I kind of get what she means, because I've been really, really lucky to have an amazing number of incredible people in my life. People who were inspiring, people who were an amazing resource, people who were generous, people who were kind.
A low percentage of dicks, are you going to say?
I've had quite a, I mean, of my circle of the magnet of my gravity, I've had a very low percentage of dicks. I've had a very low percentage. I've had a few.
Yeah.
I've been fooled before. But mostly I've had a ton of really wonderful people in my life.
Well, I'd agree that you're a people magnet, but I think...
my mom said a good people
Yeah,
magnet.
I know your mom said that. But, I mean, if you're a magnet, you draw all sorts of people. And I guess the more people you're drawing, the better choices you can make who to hang out with.
I guess so. But that would be something I would tell my younger self, is that it's always about the connections you make. And I don't mean like, vitamin B connections. I mean like, it's always about the connections you make with people. And because that's all we have on this planet, right?
Yeah.
We've got that. This is all we got. This is all we got. And so if we found something that's really awesome, then hang on to that shit with both hands. It's not easy, but it's hard.
Yeah. It always takes work. What the hell is going on?
There are mice. I've got these huge.
You've got one huge mouse.
Huge mouse in the house.
What is it doing?
It's trying to pretend it's a cat. No, it's.
That's the biggest mouse. It's a very cute mouse.
It's
huge.
Yeah, it's really big. It's really.
Why
big.
has it got no fur?
Yeah, it's a naked mouse.
It's missing a tail too.
It's a naked mouse.
It's not naked. It's not naked. It's far from naked. It just has no fur.
Well, that's what they call those.
Naked mice?
Don't they call them that? Nacktmäuse?
Like Nacktschnecken?
Like Nacktmäule.
Yeah. Moving on, or rather staying where we were.
Let's go back.
Let's see what people are
We're
saying.
going to see what people are saying here. Okay. I would tell my younger self, this follower of Clay, not to repeat topics on YouTube shows. Have we done this topic before? Inside of the 75 episodes?
So,
have we?
I was thinking...
Did we do this before?
Even the first topic seemed familiar.
Whatever.
But I mean, this is what is this? This is our platinum wedding?
Yeah.
Our platinum show?
Yeah.
So, I mean, who's counting? Jesus.
All right. But damn you. See, this is why the measure of this show's success is so low. Because of shit like this. Marco says, analyze first, trust later.
I have no idea what he's talking
That's
about.
such a Marcus answer.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I love it. Okay. So, what's something you would tell your younger self? Marcus says, analyze
first and trust later.
Trust later. I get it. I get it.
So don't jump into things.
Yeah, measure twice, cut
So
once.
he's saying the guy in the watch in the secondhand watch shop today, who was trying to sell me Pokemon Go cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should analyze that first.
You should totally
I'm on
analyze
top of that, Marcus.
Yeah.
'Cause
Trust later.
Because I went to the internet afterwards to analyze Pokemon. One of your other nephew.
Now hold on a
saying
second.
That he was sitting next to somebody on a plane who had $500,000 of Pokemon Go cards, and he's carry-on luggage.
Really? Like you? Where was that? We got to this. It was later. Noah Kennedy in the house. Hello, Noah. Says I was on a flight with a guy who had $500,000 of Pokemon cards in his
Did he
carry-on.
show them to you?
Yeah,
Is
did he
that how
show
you
them to
know?
you, or is he just like?
Or did
"Hey,
you
man,
lift them?
I've got $500,000 in Pokemon cards. Believe me. Let me tell you about my girlfriend. She's from Canada. You don't know her. She goes to a different school. So Ethan says to tell my younger self, enjoy life more, work less.
Yeah, but Ethan, you're young enough to just tell yourself that.
Yeah. You don't have to tell
You
yourself.
have to go back and tell
You're
me.
young enough.
You're young.
Just tell yourself that now.
You know, dude, come on.
Mister, I'm studying 12 hours a day in 49-degree weather. Yeah. Enjoy life more.
I hope he's not taking the stairs. You shouldn't take the stairs in 49 degrees weather. Take the elevator.
I'm not sure Ethan ever takes stairs.
Oh.
He lives in Texas. I feel like
He drives to his
everything is
apartment.
flat.
He drives
You
to
just he can drive directly into the apartment.
Dan Tanner. Do you remember that TV show? Dan Tanner played in, I think it was, fucking hell, what's that? The big gambling place?
Las Vegas?
Las Vegas. He was a cop in Las Vegas.
Cop in Las Vegas?
And he had an apartment. He could drive his car into the apartment.
So
And
cool.
he always parked the car in the apartment.
So
And I
cool.
always thought, cars are smelly.
Yeah, but so
They
cool.
smell like oil and fuel.
Oh, but so cool.
Tires.
Yeah, so cool.
They're hot.
Oh yeah. So
They smell
cool.
dusty.
Yeah, let's get some exhaust up in this. This is gonna be awesome.
Dan Tanner.
Okay, so Moko says, chill. Really. It sounds like the thing that she tells her younger self, which is her children. Her children, she's like, chill.
No,
really.
I
Seriously,
think,
chill.
I think she's telling herself that when
Yeah.
she's dealing with the children.
Yeah, absolutely. Philly Girl says, time waits for no one. Live life. Time marches on. It's true. And it goes faster and faster and faster, right? And the days are long, but the years are short. It goes
The
crazy.
horse's name was Jevington, says Andrea. Well, that might have been a different race. The one that I remember was called Jamaican Rumbo.
Jamaican Rumbo. Jamaican me crazy is what I think. I care, Jim. Oh, that's probably because nobody cares. Nobody cares. I care. Mocha says, apart from that, I probably wouldn't say anything because since it's me, I'm going to do my thing anyway, regardless of my advice. Yeah, future me, you can just fuck right off with your advice. Yo, coming in all hot and heavy on me here, old Jim. I'm young Jim. You want to give me advice? Where are you at right now? Fuck you, I'm gonna make my own way. What young Jim doesn't remember or doesn't understand is that he becomes old Jim. And so if he doesn't follow the advice, oh, motherfucker.
Old Jim is old Jim.
Old Jim is old Jim?
Old Jim is old Jim. Is old news.
Yeah, old Jim is old Jim.
Old Jim's from that alternate time. Thing.
Slurp, slurp, everybody. Here's a sexy insertion. Episode 75, super sexy insertion. Advice you would give to your younger self about sex. Take your time.
That's the best advice. That's the best advice.
Just take your time, man. Just take your time. It's not going anywhere. Once you're in bed, once it's on like Donkey Kong, it ain't going anywhere. So take your time. It'll be fine. In fact, it'll be awesome. That's some solid telling your younger self advice right there. Take your time. That was a super sexy insertion. All right, coming back home. Slurpers. Yeah. I inserted that all the way. Moving on. Marcus says, like a chemical compound. I'm not sure what that means. Toxicity has to be developed. It's actually a combination of the actors, like a chemical compound. Ethan, buy more Bitcoin, because Ethan's a super Bitcoin guy. Noah saying...
Bitcoin tanked.
Oh, don't
Should
get
have
him
bought
started.
more Bitcoin back in the day and then sold it
Yeah,
by now.
tell your younger self to have gotten rid of all that bullshit before it all went down the tubes.
I only know people who took a hit on Bitcoin.
Yeah. I was heading to Texas, and he owns his own Pokemon trading business. Ah, okay.
Businesses. Wow.
Hey, and businesses booming. Texas doesn't have elevators. Yeah, because they don't have more than one story.
Really?
Everything's flat. It's just all.
They just got so much space. They
It's
don't
all
care.
just one floor. They just it's all malls. And he did show me they were the Japanese ones. Ooh. Opinions are like butts. Everyone has one, and most stink.
You're
Hashtag bumper sticker. Hashtag bumper sticker. Right there.
Yeah. Your nephews are killing it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's that, I think. These are the things that you do. These are the things you would tell your younger self. Got anything else that you would tell your younger self? Any chapter that we should repeat?
No.
All right. Then, after chapter 2, you might not remember this, those of you who have been here before, but after chapter 2, this is when we go to have a word to our sponsors. And now, back to the show. Here we are, back at the show. We just wanted to take this moment to let you all know a couple of things. Number one, it's so awesome that everybody has been hanging out in the HQ.
Yeah.
And big props, of course, to Faller of Clay, who is just fantastic.
Very entertaining videos. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
the videos are of course amazing, but also just the fact that you guys keep pitching up and saying hi to each other, and that's really awesome. That's fantastic. And if you don't know about it, then because I can't tell if there's somebody who hasn't been here before, if you haven't been to the Facebook of ISBAZ, it's called ISBAZ HQ. You should go there, and there's all kinds of nice people. And if people need help, there are lots of people there to say, hey, I can help you out with that. Or maybe they don't. I don't know.
Everybody has an opinion.
Like butts.
Or a photograph of mushrooms they can post.
Yep. What's the one about religion? Religion is like a penis. It's fine if you have one.
Just keep it in your pants.
And don't wave it around in front of my children.
Yeah. Yeah. Or mine.
Yeah. All right. What else do we need to talk about in the between times? It's summertime.
Oh man, it so much is.
It's very hot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just move on.
I think we should.
All right, we're moving on to chapter 3. Here we go. On endings and new beginnings. Whatever could this chapter mean, Michael?
I don't know, Jim.
I'm going to let you start to explain what this chapter is all about while I set up some drinks.
I think most of life is about endings and new beginnings.
Endings and beginnings. It's the circle of life.
No, are you really? You want to get straight into it? You don't want to discuss the topic?
No, this is the topic.
This is the topic.
This is
Okay,
the topic.
Right. So after some lengthy soul searching, like all of this afternoon, and all of a train ride the other day, yeah, we've decided that we need to come up with a more sustainable version of what we're doing here.
The fact is, it makes us sad that it takes so long. And it's nobody's fault except for Michael and his penis creating 2 beautiful young children and, letting those children steal him away from our endeavors.
Yeah.
And I hold no remorse.
If I could, I'd go back to my younger self.
Keep it in your pants. No. Of course, and this is what Michael meant beforehand about what Moko was saying. Like,
So Moko predicted a year and a half ago.
pick
I'll
one.
have the BB&R.
All right. The BB&R. What's the BB&R again? We're drinking Follower of Clay's yumminess, by the way.
Anyway, Moko predicted that when I said a year and a half ago, that of course we'll be doing his baz and blah 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 blah. And I was shooting my mouth off online, and she put in the chat, yeah, we'll see what kind of song you're singing when the kids are here.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, we'll see. But she was right. So right.
Right.
Those kids take up a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
An unbelievable amount of time and energy goes into keeping them alive.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, this means that it's really difficult for me to sustain the input that is necessary to keep the show running.
Yeah.
So because we don't want to stop doing this,
No.
we've decided that we're going to take the summer to figure out a way how we can do something similar to this.
Yeah.
And still remain true to the calling or the idea that is behind this show, and remain true to the fan base that the show has, but keep our overheads of input just way lower.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as we all know, since the pandemic, we don't have the time to meet every Thursday.
Yeah.
And that amazing, crazy,
working
wonderful schedule that we kept up back in the day, that was...
It was just because we could do nothing else.
Because we couldn't do anything
the whole
else.
show
And
is
so-
born
right.
out of us having nothing to do.
And so now it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're trying to look for, cheers. Slurp, slurp,
Slurping.
everybody.
I'm going to say raspberry.
It's blackberry and rum.
Oh, blackberry and rum.
And got that tea,
Oh, yeah.
that tea aftertaste. It's really nice. All right. It's just not sustainable. And of course, with the kids, it's very hard and blah, 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 blah. So we're going to be working on retooling. No, it's not even a retooling. We're going to have a reimagination. They're breaking up with us. It's not you, it's us.
Okay, so this is going to be one of the first topics for the new show. Is great breakup lines or things you remember about breaking up.
Yeah. No. We're not breaking up. But what we don't want to do is repeat.
They need alcohol to do it.
And they need
It's like
alcohol to
Dutch
do it.
courage.
Yeah. All right. Listen, it's not you, it's us. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. We're just assholes.
We're toxic. We're toxic. You need to move on.
Yeah.
So we've been kicking about a couple of ideas, and
But wait. The whole thing is that it's just unfair. Yeah. Okay. We don't have to explain that. I guess. It's just that by postponing and postponing
we don't feel good about
we don't feel good
putting
about
on a
it.
show and saying we're going to do a show then, and then postponing it and postponing it and postponing
Yeah.
it again because there's work issues or there's baby issues or there's whatever issues. So
Yeah.
we're going to try and find a way that we can do something similar to this and still involve the fan base that we've created here, at least to an extent, and see how that flies.
Yeah.
And we hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah. And so we're going to take some time over the summer to kick these ideas in the ass and see what shits out. And then, once that gets on its feet, and I think we're pretty good. I think we've got all the best intentions, and there's not a lot to stand in our way to make that work. I think that's going to work. And then, once that gets on its feet, the idea is to have a semi-regular, I don't know if it's going to be once a month, or it's going to be once 2 months, or if it's just going to be special event, maybe
That is live on YouTube.
live on YouTube like Isbaz, but it'll be a special event for this other thing.
Well, we'll figure that out.
Or if it's just
on
going
the
to be
way
a
there.
secret Isbaz, I don't know.
Secret is Baz. Ugh.
We turn Isbaz into a secret
Society.
Yeah. Like, it's going to be super secret is Baz. It'll be SSISBASHQ.
You said BAS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Baz is Baz.
Is BAS. Mm-hmm.
SSISBASHQ.
No, I didn't.
Super secret is Baz HQ.
Mm-hmm.
We turn it into super secret. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah.
So yeah, this is an ending in a way, but it's not a goodbye.
It's an ending, but it's not a goodbye. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I hope that we're going to be back with whatever it is that we figure out sooner than the distance between this show and episode 74.
Exactly. And that's the point, right? Right.
Yeah,
we're trying to find a way so
when
that
did we do
can
74? In September last year.
in at
And it's
least
fucking June now.
in September last year because we knew, and that's just ridiculous.
And this
that's
is
not the
really,
point.
I can't stress enough how much I appreciate you guys hanging around on Facebook HQ.
And showing up to the shows.
September.
At least September.
Waiting for a new episode to come out. And that you've all showed up for tonight is just phenomenal.
It's
right?
so sweet, and we thank you all so very much. And we want to make it better. We want to make it better for everybody.
We want to make it more regular, right?
Yeah.
I think irregularity is important. Yeah. So.
Jesus. Just, of course Moko is going to just take this all that way. Hey, chat.
I want a video of
Look, no. Like, Pavlov's dogs are like, hey, chat, let's do our own show. Like, fuck these guys. We don't need them. Yeah, we don't need them. We need impersonators. Yeah. But we want them. This is getting toxic. Isn't there an AI for that? Yeah, I'm sure there's an AI for us. We're just going to put up an AI. It'll be fun. Now comes the I need some time from this relationship trope. Yes, we are going to have a secret handshake. It's going to be the super secret is Baz HQ. It's going to be awesome. They've taken the best years and they're now dumping us. I feel so used, super used. The whole chat turned into Waldorf and Statler. I'd rather
do with that.
Andrew Tate. I don't know what that means. Oh God.
Thanks for the laughs.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. We're not breaking up, baby. We're just going on a sabbatical. It's a sabbatical. No. It'll be fine. I swear. Now having said this, the next Isbaz will probably come way sooner than this what we just said.
I don't know what that means.
No, I think the next Isbaz will come faster than the last Isbaz came.
Oh.
Because it's been
9 months.
It's been 9 months.
9 months.
You could have had a couple more twins.
I could have made more twins.
You could have made 2 more twins in that time.
If I wasn't permanently busy trying to have the twins that I already have not die.
Yeah. Just keep those things alive until they can stand and eat on their own. Can they stand?
Julian stood up the other day. Yeah, of his own volition, without holding on to anything.
Just got up and did it.
Got up, stood, and fell right down again.
Fell down again, but he's tasted blood. He's going to need more.
No, actually, the look on his face was like, not doing that again. Just like,
so not worth it. Gravity is
Sucks.
I am gravity's bitch. That's
boy-
basically all that's happening.
he's so funny. He's like, I'm not doing anything that if I don't see rewards, there's no reason for me to do it.
Okay. He
Like the
needs the instant gratification.
The whole walking thing was like, why should I walk? There's people in this house who bring food to my face. I don't need to walk to get food. I need to walk to do anything. Why? His sister's like doing this thing, and he just watches her. And he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I love that. I imagine he's going to be like 5 years old, standing in front of the microwave, yelling, "Faster! Faster! Faster!"
Yeah. Jesus.
I've got a new dad joke for your list.
Please.
Did you hear about the Mexican magician?
No.
he disappeared. He said, uno, dos, and then he disappeared without a trace. Waka, waka, waka. Disappeared without a trace.
So I need to teach the kids Spanish before they get the joke. And they don't even speak English yet.
Yeah, what are they doing then? Just getting food delivered to their faces.
Their faces.
You are spoiling these children.
I'm failing as a parent.
It was one of my favorite things. I have an uncle, and he lives in Texas. He is also a lawyer. And when I was a child, and my sisters were all children, he came up to visit with his buddy. His buddy was named Mike Morales. And Mike was this Mexican dude, very sweet, very funny, probably very dangerous. I don't know. I'd have to find out about Mike. But I do remember the story that gets told about him saying to somebody like, that little girl, Margaret, spoiled baby. Spoiled baby. But Jim Libby, my dad, Jim Libby, he don't give a shit. And just that line of, that baby's spoiled, but Dad, you don't give a shit, just always stuck with me. And I kind of feel like I'm going to have to say it to you now. Mm-hmm. Look at that baby, spoiled baby. Michael Smolik, he don't give a shit. He don't give no shit.
It's the worst Mexican accent I've ever heard.
I wasn't doing a Mexican accent.
What kind of accent was it? Why were you doing an accent then?
What? I don't know. I was trying to evoke the foreignness without defining. I was trying to allow your imagination to run free with the Morales Mike-ness, Mexican Mike-ness of it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But Jim Libby, he don't give a shit.
He don't give a shit. Oh, that accent, terrible. But Jim Libby, he don't give a shit. This joke is making the breakup really easy. Yeah, he disappeared without a trace.
Okay. Well,
so
it's
that's
2150, which makes it a pretty long Isbaz, actually.
Yeah.
This is one of the longest in a while, at least. I know back in the pandemic, we'd go on for 2 hours.
Cultural appropriation?
Yeah, no.
Why is it cultural appropriation?
Totally. And in fact,
what way is that cultural appropriation?
It's even more cultural appropriation because you did the accent so badly.
You obviously don't even know what cultural appropriation means. There's no cultural appropriation there. This was a reporting of facts.
Yeah. I think it is cultural appropriation.
It is not cultural appropriation.
If you appropriate a culture or someone's culture and then make a hash up of it as well, you should be sued.
Number one, I wasn't appropriating anything. Number two,
you failed to appropriate it, actually. You attempted to, but you failed.
Because of my incompetence, I was not found guilty
of
cultural appropriation. I think you guys don't know what this word means.
Isn't he the lawyer?
Why is it hashtags all of a sudden? Hashtag bumper sticker. Hashtag don't give a shit.
Okay.
Texas don't give a shit. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors and everybody in between. This has been episode 75 of Isbaz. Not the last one, but the last one for a while.
Yeah.
It feels weird, right?
It does feel weird.
It feels really sad, but it's not. It's really just a Schnaufpause. It's just a reassessment. We want to find a way to make it more sustainable.
Well, it's not going to be. It's not going to be what it has been so far. It's going to have to.
It
be
hasn't
something,
been that for a long time, man.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So we should do a whole new show, but every take it's about relationships somehow.
Pavlov's dog says it's only about the endings, not so much about the not yet known beginnings. But there will be a new beginning, and that's the important part. We don't want to, because we're not sure yet about all of the stuff, so we don't want to give too much away. But we will keep you updated. We might even, send out tests, send up test balloons in the ISBAZ HQ, when we've got a thing, and say like, what do you guys think of this? And we know, Follower of Clay will be like, okay, that's cool, I can edit it. Pavlov's dog will be like, oh yeah, all right, that's nice. Mocha will be like, this sucks, fuck you guys.
I'm divorcing you.
Yeah, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors and everybody in between, we're getting out.
We can't. We need to have a final slurp.
We need to have the final.
We need to have an absolutely bloody final.
All right. Then before we go, we should do this too. Uncle Mike.
Uncle Jim.
I need one factoid. We should have a final factoid.
A final factoid.
Yeah. You got a good factoid?
Nah.
I got a great factoid.
Please.
All right, here's my new factoid. So check this out. In the 16th century, the Germans and the German speakers had no word for the plant, which is now known as Löwenzahn, which means lion's tooth. They had no word for it. And so they went to old texts and to the old Latin texts, and they found that the Romans had a word for this plant. And in Latin, it was, in fact, directly translated lion's tooth. It was like raw dentist. I can't remember what the Latin word for lion is at the moment. I'm too drunk. Okay. So the Germans call it, one-to-one translating it, they call it Löwenzahn or lion's tooth. And then the French at this time, as well as the Spanish, had no word for this plant. And they copied what the Germans did. In fact, they just said, okay, well, we'll do the same thing. And they called it, for the French, for example, called it dent de lion. Dent, D-E-N-T, teeth of the lion. Basically just the French way of saying lion's tooth. The English didn't have a word for this plant. But they didn't copy the Germans. They didn't copy the Spanish or the French. They heard what the French were doing because there was a lot of French in the English court at that time. But they heard it in their Anglo-Saxon way, dent de lion, as dandelion. And that is why in English a dandelion is called a dandelion, because it comes from the way the French sounded of dent de lion, which is lion's tooth.
You just got factoided.
Dang.
You're welcome.
In fact, I was just reading up on factoids, on dandelions the other day because my garden has so many dandelions.
Well, there you go. Now you can tell that story to your neighbors.
I think I heard a version of that. People used to eat a lot of dandelion.
Yeah, sure.
It's very healthy. Boiled or raw. You can eat it lots of different ways.
All right, what's going to be our last slurp?
I think it should be one of Follower of Clay's.
I think you're right.
Boogie Woogies.
Shall we?
I want the one with the Christmas tree.
The one with the Christmas tree. What's the one with the Christmas tree, Follower of Clay? Everyone's left already.
Moko's impressed and less upset. The dandelion. Perhaps we should talk to Follower of Clay about dandelion schnapps.
Dandelion wine.
Dandelion wine?
Yeah, that was a thing when I was a kid. I remember hearing about dandelion wine. Okay, cool factoid. Thanks, Philly girl. Milchstückel, also known as Pavlov's dog. Pavlov's. We know what the new show will have: tech issues. Yeah. That's definitely something we'll be bringing back. Okay.
I was hoping that's one of the things that we'll be leaving behind.
All right. So it was black. Come back even stronger. Thank you, Marcos. I wonder what Milchstückel is also known as. Milchstückel.
Or maybe that's dandelion.
Maybe. Cool factoid. Okay, so it's not a trick. This is the Fur Booze. Everybody. Thank you all very, very much. We're going to see you sooner than you think. keep showing up to the Isbaz HQ, complain about us, make fun of us.
Yeah, but show us what your summer was like.
Yeah.
And maybe this is like, if you want to put some input into what the new show is going to be, post some questions there, just like any kind of questions about things, about life.
Questions about life. Yeah, man, you had to dump that in there now. All right. Yeah, sure. Nobody's going to do any of that. We have to set that. We'll do it. We'll set the thing in, or we'll start a thread that's like, hey, this is where we are in summer.
I've already said it. You can't make it unsaid.
You've seen it. You can't unsee it.
My God.
This is the
things I've seen.
This is the fur booze. So everybody, slurp slurps.
Wow. That really tastes like drinking a forest.
Yeah, the fur booze is good. Slurpers.
When you say it that way, it sounds like fur booze.
Fur booze.
And it reminds me of that. It reminds me of...
A Furby?
No, it reminds me of... Follower of Clay's cat's asshole.
Follower of Clay's cat's asshole?
Because it's the only part of that cat that doesn't have fur on it. But he still calls it fur bum. I've had this conversation with him.
Oh, good. I wish you had kept it that way. So here we are, and this is it. I guess that was the end of number 75. We don't know when we're coming back, but remember.
Ended on a high note.
No matter what the subject.
Or what it was about.
Even if you disagree.
You can always
hug it out. Hug it out?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hug it out to Uncle Mike.
It's been a blast. We'll be hugging it out soon, I hope.
Hug it out to Uncle Jim. Hug it out.
Hug it out.
Hug it out.
Where's that thing? Where's the button?
It's
Here we are.
Marcus says we should end it on a high note.